Shay, and I'm back here with another video. Newbie, on time, baby. Hey everybody, it's Newbie Shay, and I'm back again with another video. How y'all feeling? So today, I'm gonna give y'all a little story time on my little spiritual awakening journeys and stuff like that. And because I just had a moment, and I'm gonna add some clips in this video as well. And I'm kind of like doing this because I made an intro with those clips, but it was like so much noise and stuff like that. So I'm kind of doing my intro over, but then I was going to explain that situation. I was just like, I might as well just do a story time and just let y'all know the tea, you feel me? So, just giving like a little heads up or whatever like that. I'm not forcing anybody to believe in nothing like this and nothing like that. So it's totally up to you if you want to continue watching this video or something like that. If not, you know, that's fine if you don't. Like, I'm not here to force anything on anybody. I'm just here to just explain myself and what I be going through with my spiritual journey and my spiritual awakenings and stuff like that. So initially, I'm gonna try to start from the root. So initially, I'm born from Chicago, and like, as I was like younger, Chicago was like the main place I was at when as I was growing up, you know. It was like either Chicago, and then when I moved from Chicago, I moved to Milwaukee. Milwaukee used to be lit to me when I was younger, but I had moved back to Chicago and felt like, oh, like I really like Milwaukee. But when I had moved back to Milwaukee, it was like, it wasn't the same. Like, it wasn't the same like how it was when I was younger. So it was like, majority of my life, I was in these same little small towns, Milwaukee, Chicago, back and forth, or sometimes even Minnesota. So it was like I was always in these little towns, and it was like, to me, I felt like I really didn't have no room to grow and to be myself. I mean, you can grow anywhere you at, because I had to learn that on my journey as well. Like, I had to love my hometown in order to love myself anywhere else, because it wouldn't feel like I'm running from my reality, you know, like some shit like that. Because back then I used to be like that. It, like, if stuff wasn't going right, I'm gonna find a way to make it right. If it's not at home, it's not gonna be at home. But I had to find myself at home, which I did. And then I know that, like, I got Chicago is home, and I can also make homes in other places as well. So yeah, like, I feel like after that, I started to grow more on my journey, and then I started like to travel outside of the smaller towns and stuff like that. And then I started going to like Miami. I went to Vegas, and you know, I'm in Arizona and stuff like that. But in these places, I still be like connected to people and stuff like that. So I'm not totally alone, but I don't know. So, but on this journey, I am alone. Like, on my journey, I have moments where I was just totally like alone, but I'm not alone, even though I feel like I'm alone. You know, it's just a mental thing. But so my starting points, I feel like, I don't know if this is for everybody, but for me, I feel like I have starting points. And starting points is like places where you start the journey, you know? So I don't know, like, don't you know how, like, okay, so I'm gonna speak unrealistically now, so that you can kind of understand what I'm saying. So don't you know how people be having them, okay, like, you go through doors. When you leave out one door, you go through another one. One door closed, another one open. So I'm gonna just say it like that. So I feel like my starting point doors is either Starbucks or the library. Now, this might seem crazy, but this is so fucking true. Like, so true. Like, excuse my language, but this is so true. Either Starbucks or the library. Like, it don't matter where I go. It don't matter where I travel to. Either Starbucks or the library. Either both. Like, sometimes it's both. Like, so I don't know what it means for that, but it's like, no matter where I go to a Starbucks. I end up going to a Starbucks, and then from there, I either probably run into some people, or I run into something that'll start the journey. You feel me? It don't have to be nothing negative. It don't have to be nothing bad. But the starting points be Starbucks. Like, when I first got to Miami, I think it was Starbucks. and then it was the library. Like, the library is where you get knowledge from. Like, you go read. Like, I read books, but I was more so like reading urban fictions and stuff like that. I would read like positive books that help you grow. Sometimes if I feel like it's a connection to my journey. You feel me? Other than that, if it's not that interesting, I wouldn't read it. But I do ask for knowledge a lot. Like, me personally, I ask to like get guided to more knowledge that help me grow. So oftentimes I do go to the library a lot. The library be cool to me. Like, once upon a time in my childhood, me and my friends and stuff, we used to hang out at the library. Like, that used to be the spot. I don't know why, but it used to be the spot. So, yeah, like, it used to be the spot. So, once I got to, like, Starbucks and then Miami library and stuff like that, I kind of, like, read, like, literally all they little urban fiction books. But, you know, like, you also find more knowledge than just like reading those type of books when you go to the library and stuff like that. So, yeah, like, that's just really what it was. Like, I went to the library and stuff, and then I started dabbling in some other stuff as well. But I'm gonna talk about that on a different story time if y'all want me to. And that's with like you know, the Florida waters and stuff like that. But yeah, that's gonna be a whole totally different story time if y'all want that. If not, I'll just wait till a different time to talk about it. But yeah, so within that, I started like having some challenges with like, not like hard challenges, but like more so powerful challenges within myself. Like, as I was growing and I was finding myself, I was just stumbling across a lot of stuff, and it was just like, you know, like, you probably think I'm lucky, but to me, I would feel like, me personally, I would feel like it's just a spiritual awakening. So, when I got to Miami, it was like a whole bunch of dogs, like free dogs everywhere, like all around. Like, everybody just got their gates open, dogs just roaming. It don't matter if they bite, they bark, they chase you, whatever. They just be roaming. They just don't care. Like, they just walk up the streets. I had moments where I saw dogs coming. I just gave them my food so they wouldn't, you know, do nothing to me and stuff like that. And then I also had moments where somebody else walked past those dogs and got bit. You know, got bit up their fingers and stuff like that. So for me, I feel like, you know, like, yeah, of course, I feel like I'm protected because, you know, that could have happened to me. So I also had moments where, you know, I was just taking walks and stuff because Miami is really beautiful. So sometimes I would just take these walks and just record myself walking in, how I'm feeling and stuff like that. So when I do that type of stuff, it was just one time, I'm not gonna lie, it was just one time I had came across this coyote. At first, I thought it was a dog, but I couldn't really see like the face. And then as it started coming like closer to me, I started noticing like, oh, that's a coyote. But with me, I'm sorry, let me go turn off this thing. But with me, it's like, I have a dog. I don't care what nobody say, me personally. When it comes to my dog, I treat like, I'm not scared of my dog. And I know other people's dogs is not the same as my dog, but you know, like, I raised my dog. Like, so I'm going, the way I treat my dog, I'm not saying in a bad way, but like the way I treat my dog is how I'm gonna treat anybody else's dog. So initially, the dog came up to me and I just yelled, no, stop. You feel me? Like, 'cause that's what I would say to my dog if they doing something. But I say it with like a more tone and like I'm really serious, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of these animals, they be free. They had people before that raised them, that taught them, they gave them the initiate, you know, like they told them rules and, you know, like, that trained them. Initially, they had people that trained them. Some do, some don't, but I'm sure they encountered some type of people, you know, that was like nice enough to get them some food and something like that, you know? So to me, I feel like when I said that, the coyote thing, it didn't touch me. It just turned back around and left me alone. So it was this other moment where I'm just walking up the street. I'm coming from the store, walking up the street, and these two dogs coming like from it's like the street is like a T I'm coming a long way. The dog's just like coming this way towards me. And they running fast and running. Like this time, I thought I was toast. Like I thought I was toast. So the dogs, they running towards me real fast. And then everybody was just watching them. They weren't saying that. They was like, oh, they just looking like, oh, she finna get got by these dogs, right? So they just running to me. And then I look. And I'm not finna run because I got a dog. Like, I'm not slow. I'm not finna run. So I was just like, no, stop. And they just turned back around and went back across the street. Like, it was just like these moments for me because it's like any other person would get messed up. Like, messed up. But I had moments in Chicago where people used to let their dogs go and let them chase us up the street purposely. Like, purposely. And we used to have to hop on cars and all type of stuff. Like, it was crazy. But these scenarios was, like, so eye-opening for me because the first time, it was just like, okay, I was lucky. The second time, I'm like, all right, now, I know it's something. I know I'm real protected. And I know, like, baby, within, the power is in the tongue. Don't play with her. So, yeah, like, that's what it was. So, it's always the library and it's always Starbucks. So, initially, when I got to Miami, when I like read like majority of their books, I always try to find like another library if I feel like that library is not all that. So I went to the bigger library, which is downtown. And it's like another part of downtown because it's like downtown where everybody like Miami Beach and everybody feel like Miami Beach and Miami is not the same once you go over the bridge. So to somebody else who is not from Miami, you would think like it's all the same thing, but Sam is not. So Miami Beach is the beach I started going to regularly, and then Miami is the beach. I said Miami, Miami Beach. Miami downtown library is the bigger library down there. So when I went there, I didn't like theirs because it was just like a lot of big books, and I feel like none of those books resonated with me. So I didn't like the library. It was big, but I didn't like it. Now when I got to Arizona, this library was so pretty. Like, it was like a museum. Like, you know, like when you go to like a museum, it was like, oh, it's like a cave. You go under there, you go up. It's like the little high school on TV thing library. It got the little, you know, like lights and stuff that say fiction, nonfiction, and all that stuff like that. The only thing about that is all their spiritual books is in Spanish. I don't like that. Like, it's like the books you want to read is in Spanish. Like, why would they put it in a different language? I don't got no books like that in English, you know? So that's another story. But yeah, so initially I read majority of those books too. Like, I had a little journey where I wasn't really doing too much of nothing. So I just was like reading books on the weekend. Like, what I'm gonna do? Grab these books, I'm gonna read it. So I read majority of their books as well. So this time, you know, I always have my little moments, but I haven't really had no true moments in Arizona yet. Until I went to this different library in a different part of Arizona. And then it was like, you know, I saw some peacocks. Like, for me, that is a real spiritual awakening right there because I feel like peacocks is my spirit animal. Like, I talk about that a lot on my channel. Not on my channel, but I talk about that a lot on my like social media, my other social media platforms. And it's just like that right there, for me to talk about that so much and for me to like, you know, and talk about that topic so much, and then all of a sudden run into a whole, not just one peacock. Because when I saw one peacock, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm still gonna add the clips in there. I was like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. Like, I just saw a peacock. You feel me? Like, a peacock. So not only did I see one, but I saw 7 of them. So that was like, oh my God, like, this ain't no illusion. This ain't no coincidence. This is meant to happen. Everything happens for a reason. So for that, I was just like, wow, like, this is crazy. And I know I'm probably looking crazy in this bed, but bear with me. My skin is really glowing. Like, don't play with that girl. That skin routine is hitting. I'm gonna get there because I still got like a little acne right there. But yeah, that moment was like really like, and it's crazy because I haven't been to many places out here in Arizona, but the minute that I go to a different library, I run into some shit. Like, the minute, not the second, but the minute. Like, the minute I just boom, now I'm running into spiritual stuff. And that again go hand in hand with the stuff I was talking about. I'm gonna do in a different story time, but that's if y'all want to hear about it with the Florida world and my experience with that and stuff. If y'all do, comment down below and I'm gonna let y'all know, you feel me? So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna add the clips in here and let y'all see if it's interesting to y'all or whatever like that. Like, comment, subscribe on this video. Run it up. I know y'all want to see me do a lot of try on hauls, but I'm trying to do this challenge with myself to where I post like 200 videos, and honestly I'm not gonna be able to get all of them clothes over and over and over just to post on a video. You know, like, I'm still growing, and I'm still like living within my budget. You know, I'm not ashamed in my game. Like, I'm growing and that stuff costs money, so I'm not gonna be able to post clothing hauls every single day like that. So y'all gotta bear with me to get so that I can get my videos out there and stuff like that. And excuse me for talking fast, but yeah, y'all have to bear with me. Just like the video, subscribe, comment, check them out anyway, you feel me? Like, I know y'all, certain people is here for certain stuff, for certain videos like they was from the beginning, but it's like, come on, I need y'all to really support me and just really watch the videos anyway. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about, and I hope this was helpful to some of y'all on y'all little journeys and stuff like that. And I can really indulge in some more stuff, but I'm gonna keep it PG, you feel me? Because you can't get too sensitive up on here, but I'm gonna keep it PG, and I'm gonna just end it right there. Like, comment, subscribe, and toodle. That's a peacock. Oh my fucking god. Y'all see? Hey, that's a fucking god, y'all. They everywhere. This is so pretty.